This Wisconsin man is known as one of the greatest American architects, and more than 60 years after his death, hundreds of people travel the world to see his work.
Frank Lloyd Wright designed several homes, but owners can find it's a challenge when putting their work of art on the market. Mary Jo explains.
Good morning again, Rob and Charlotte. And we're here in Middleton Hills where you can see the influence of Frank Lloyd Wright in these modern designed homes. But at this point, there are about 18 Frank Lloyd Wright designed homes on the market. That's according to the Frank Lloyd Wright Building Conservancy site. And a home in Beaver Dam just recently rejoined that list after an unsuccessful attempt just a couple years ago. Now, that home is also known as the Arnold and Laura Jackson home that was first named Skyview and was first built in Madison. However, back in 1985, a man bought that house for $1, if you can believe it, and physically picked it up and moved it up to Beaver Dam. And now it's changed owners multiple times, and the current owner is giving another shot on the housing market. It's a one-story home surrounded by a couple acres of green grass and big trees, where we find Elizabeth Bodie baking scones.
People seem to like them.
Something she's done dozens of times in the kitchen that convinced her and her late husband to buy the Arnold and Lorna Jackson home 13 years ago and turn it into a bed and breakfast.
I have enjoyed every single person that has been here, every single couple.
Frank Lloyd Wright designed it, and you can see it in the fireplace, windows, and the orange tile with his signature.
The floor underneath was a Cherokee red tile that was coming up. It was not in good shape at all.
The Bodies tackled one room at a time, replacing dated plumbing and fixtures, sprucing up the wood, adding carpeting, and replacing kitchen cabinets. Renovating for 10 years, but now Bodie says it's time for her to move on.
I know that it's way too much work for me. I cannot. I'm 76 years old. I cannot care for the outside, the inside anymore.
2 years ago, Bodie listed the home at $800,000. She had a couple of bites, but none of them worked out.
Yeah, and I was going to find the right buyer, yeah.
You begin with the average price of the house in the neighborhood, but the Wright house is now in, and then you can add 10 to 30%, and that's all.
Historian Jack Holzheater says homeowners finding the right buyer go through a selection process similar to the one Wright experienced when commissioning his designs.
Too many people who own Wright houses try to assign fantastic values to them because of Wright's name and their status as works of art.
Over in Columbus, Mary Arnold is raising her family in the home Frank Lloyd Wright designed for her parents. She says it has its quirks.
If you open the closet door in our bedroom and somebody tries to open the door to get into the bedroom, the two doors bang into each other.
And like Bodie's, it needed expensive work, like getting a new roof and adding insulation, but
I wouldn't think about leaving the house. No, I really love living here.
Living in any house is a maintenance challenge. You may have more maintenance challenges in a Wright house than you do in the average house.
For Bodie, all the work she and her husband put in was worth the memories of guests and good times. But now it's time for a new adventure.
I love it here. I really do. It's going to be hard to leave here.
Now, Bodie says that her realtor will list the home at $625,000 as it hits the market, which is higher than what our historian consultant suggested, considering a home in the area averages about a little over $100,000. However, the realtor for Bodie's home says that this is a one-of-a-kind place, and there aren't any comparables given its background and as well as the potential that's there.
Yep, most definitely. Mary Jo, thank you very much.